binabastos natin
Yan.
ang essence ng konstitusyon kung ipapasa natin
Yan.
itong bill na ito. Alam
Nako.
nyo,
Oh.
sabi ni Presidente Marcos, priority niya magpakulong dahil
Nako.
dito sa flood control. Nagawa niya ba? Hindi. Bola
Oh.
lang. Sinabi ni Presidente, priority niya yung Independent Commission na ipasa ba? Hindi.
Nako.
Bola lang.
Bola
Ngayon,
lang.
sabi niya, priority niya, anti-political dynasty. Alam na alam niya yung meaning ng dynasty sapagkat kaming dalawa ang author nung kauna-unahang batas na
Congressman
merong
Elise.
provision ng
Your Honor,
anti-political dynasty bill.
Your
Bola
Honor,
lahat.
Bola
Please,
lahat.
please.
Bola nun.
Your
Bola,
Honor, please,
bola.
direct-
Marcos.
Naku, napuno na ho itong si Congressman Egay Erice. Ayaw na ho niyang magpabudol sa mga kalokohan nitong si Marcos Jr. Diyan ho sa hearing ng Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reform sa House of Representatives, tumindig ho siya at tinawag na kalokohan yung pinag-uusapan nilang anti-political dynasty. Pero bago ho yan, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan at sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community, yung joint button, nandyan lang ho sa baba. Ayun na nga, wala ho tayong maraming pag-uusapan dito sa video na to. Panoorin ho natin kung paano sinalansan netong si Congressman Egay Erice, etong si Zia Alonto Adyong. Kasi ganito ho yan mga kababayan. Hindi naman ho tayo nagtataka kung bakit ayaw na magpabudol nitong si Congressman Egay Erice kasi pinalakpakan niya ho si Marcos Jr. Baka isa nga siya doon sa tumayo Pumalakpak nung sinabi nitong si Marcos Jr. doon sa huli niyang sona na mahiya naman kayo, di ba? Pagkatapos niyang bumanat ng mahiya naman kayo, anak ng toka, nung mga panahon pala ho na yun, kasama pa rin siya sa payroll ng kickback, di umano. Kaugnay dito sa mga maaanomalyang flood control. Sinong nakulong? Yung mga dilis at sapsapi ka nga nitong si Senator Rodante Marcoleta, Diskaya, Bong Revilla, porket wala na sa pwesto. Itong si Bong Revilla, ang bilis ho nilang napakulong. Ganon din ho itong itong mga Diskaya. Yun naman mga taga Bulacan First District Engineering Office dahil nga malamang sa malamang maraming nalalaman nakapasok diyan sa Witness Protection Program. Ganyan ho katinding kalokohan na nangyayari dito. Kaya ngayon, itong si Congressman Egay Erice, hindi ho niya palulusutin itong panibagong kalokohan ng administrasyon itong si Marcos Jr. na kung saan, pinag-uusapan ho nila yung anti-political dynasty. Pero sa akin sa tingin ko talagang ano lang yan, diversionary tactics. So, kumbaga ito na yung desperate move nila. Desperate move nila na talagang mailiis ang usapan dito sa mga issue ng mga maanomalyang flood control. Ito na, rerekta na ho tayo dito sa nangyaring hearing dyan sa House, dyan sa Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reform dyan sa House of Representatives.
Which will be discussed later on after you have after a motion which the chair would like to again recognize Congressman Flores to make such a motion. But before that, Comsec, please recognize the members who are now joined us today.
We would like to acknowledge the presence of the following: Committee Vice Chairperson, Honorable Maximo Dalog Jr., Committee Member, Honorable Lordan Suan, Deputy Speaker Janet Garin.
Janet Garin, magagalit sa iyo itong si Garin. Hindi mo alam i-pronounce yung pangalan niya. Anak ng toko, may pagkabalat si Buwes pa naman yung ali na yan.
Deputy Speaker Francisco Paulo Ortega. Assistant Deputy Minority Leader and author of the bill, Honorable Iris Marie de Mesa Montes. Honorable Filimon Aspares. Honorable Adrian Salceda. Committee Member Honorable Ismael Mangudadatu. Deputy Majority Leader Honorable Ernesto Junicia Jr., Honorable Eduardo Rama, Deputy, and Honorable Franz Vincent Legaspi.
Thank you, Comsec. Now, We recognize Congressman Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt and approve the unnumbered substitute House bill that has been given to the members, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion.
Objection,
There's a
Mr.
motion.
Chair.
Nako, yes,
Wait,
Mr.
wait,
Chair.
but there's a motion to approve the
Magkakagulo na sila.
unnumbered,
Chair.
unnumbered substitute bill. It has been seconded. Is that an objection, Congressman Erice?
No, I will have to explain my objection.
Yeah, okay. So that's an objection to the
Yes,
motion. Okay.
our objection.
Yes, Congressman Erice.
Well, Mr. Chair, kung ipapasa po natin
Nako.
itong version na ito po ay hindi anti-political dynasty bill.
Nako po.
Dahil ito po, mas worst pa sa nangyayari ngayon. Hindi lang po mataba na dynasty ang ipopromote nito, bundat na dynasty ang
Nako.
ipopromote nito. Pangalawa po, maliwanag sa ating konstitusyon, sa mga framers ng konstitusyon natin, meron pong parameters on how to define a political dynasty. One, it should promote equal access and opportunities to ordinary citizens for public office. Dito po, yung 10 kayo na magkakamag-anak, lahat kayo pwedeng kumandidato dito
Nako.
sa iba't ibang mga posisyon.
Yari.
Pangalawa po, ang sinabi ng Constitution ng mga framers ng Constitution, it should prevent monopoly of power. 10 kayo, pwede. Hindi may monopoly of power, ang liwanag. Hindi, the Congress have been ignoring the anti-political dynasty provision of the 1987 Constitution for 39 years. Binabaliwala natin. Pero ngayon, mas worst. Bakit? Binabastos natin
Yan.
ang essence ng konstitusyon kung ipapasa natin
Yan.
itong bill na ito. Alam
Nako.
nyo,
Oh.
sabi ni Presidente Marcos, priority niya magpakulong dahil
Nako.
dito sa flood control. Nagawa niya ba? Hindi. Bola
Oh.
lang. Sinabi ni Presidente, priority niya yung independent commission na ipasa ba? Hindi.
Nako.
Bola lang.
Bola
Ngayon,
lang.
sabi niya, priority niya, anti-political dynasty. Alam na alam niya yung meaning ng dynasty sapagkat kaming dalawa ang author nung kauna-unahang batas na,
Congressman
na mayroong
Erice.
provision ng
Your Honor,
anti-political dynasty bill.
Your
Bola
Honor,
lahat.
Bola
Please,
lahat.
please.
Bola nun.
Your
Bola,
Honor, please,
bola.
direct-
Marcos.
Your Honor,
Hoy, itong si ACT Teacher Party List, pumalakpak ka. Walang yaka ko na lang, papalakpak kung ayaw mo. Ang galing ng delivery nitong si Congressman Egay Iricia. Walang ginawa ang administrasyon na to kundi pambubola. Bola lang. Kayo naman nagpapabola, magpapabola pa kayo. Pagka sinabi niya na dapat yung independent People's Commission magkaroon tayo ng ganyan, 'di ba? Protection 'yan ng ating mga kababayan, 'di ba? Ganun yung strategy na tong bangag na to Ganun Tapos maya-maya pagkatapos niya sinabi, bukas makalawa, hindi niya na alam. Mahiya naman kayo statement. Isa sa mga pinaka malupit niyang sinabi sa kanyang mga naging sona. Mahiya naman kayo. Anong nangyari? Sinong napakulong? Yung mahiya naman kayo, dapat pala kasama sarili niya doon. Kasi nung mga panahon na yun, di umano, nakakatanggap pa rin siya ng kickback galing kay Saldico. Ganon kakapal ang pagmumukha nitong si Marcos Jr. Kaya niyang tumanggap ng kickback habang sinasabi niya na mahiya naman kayo. Ganon kakapal ang pagmumukha niya. Kaya naman, ako, meron pagkakupsiyang si Congressman Egay Iricia, pero papalakpakan ko siya. Bakit? Kasi alam niya yung paninindigan niya. Alam niya kung ano tinatayuan niya. Diba? Wala akong pakialam. Anti-Duterte siya. Okay, anti-Duterte siya. Ibig sabihin ba, pag anti-Duterte na siya, pagka nagsalita siya, hindi natin papakinggan kung ano sasabihin niya. Ito dapat ang obserbasyon ng bawat isang kung tawagin nila sarili na ngayong mga panahon na to, oposisyon. Yan ang kanilang sentimiento. Kailangan nilang i-call out itong panlulokong ginagawa ng administrasyon nitong si Bangag. Di ba? Kaya ano na ho yan mga kababayan, yung mga nandito, alimbawa na lang ho, yung katabi noong kulot na, yung katabi nitong si Tinyo, yung babae, yung kabataan, yung katabi niya, yung ano yan yan, ethics committee chairperson si ano yan, si Abalos. Di ba? Tapos nung katabi niyang taba-ching-ching na to, tumanda na lang sa House of Representatives tungali na to, hindi pa rin nila alam kung anong siniserbisyon nila. Alam ko naman kung anong siniserbisyon nitong mga to, sarili lang nila talaga. Palakpakan ulit natin itong si Congressman Egay Erice. Puro bola, Marcos. Hindi dapat, bola, Marcos.
Please direct, if that's a objection, you don't need to explain your objection. You just say you objected to the motion. I would
Dapat nga malaman ano bang dahilan ng pag-object niya. Alam mo, I object, ganun lang. Talagang si Sia alam ko yung...
but I would allow, I only allowed you to say your piece, Mr. Chair, just to be fair, no? So there was an
nagigil
objection.
ka.
Congressman Tino, would you also like to raise your objection? Wala?
Yes, I also object to the
sige.
motion, Mr.
So there's
Chair.
a motion, there's an
Opinion.
objection to the motion
Oh, yan. Congressman Tinyo.
to
Ay, hindi mo i-explain yung side mo, Congressman Tinyo. Ano to ko, objection lang kagad. Kasi yung anti-political dynasty ho nila na yan, kabalbalan. Hindi ko pa nababasa ang laman, pero sigurado ko dito. Panibagong accomplishment na sasabihin ni Marcos Jr. Ibibida niya sa kanyang susunod na zona, pero wala namang laman. Nako, aabangan ko talaga zona nitong bangag na to. Aabangan ko ho. At ngayon pa lang hahanda na ho natin yung isusuotin natin dyan sa zona ng walang yung Marcos
Adapt.
Jr. na yan.
the substitute bill, the House unnumbered House bill as a substitute bill is there. So there's a division, there's a motion, there's an objected to, so we divide the House. Those who are in favor,
Mr. Chair,
Of the motion,
before the voting, may I withdraw my authorship of the bill?
I'm sorry, hindi ko po narinig. You're removing,
I withdraw my authorship on the
Nako,
proposed bill.
mabigat
Okay.
mabigat ito.
granted. So we divide the House. So those who are in favor of the motion to adopt the unnumbered House bill as our substitute bill, please raise your hand.
Ano na? Walang nagtataas ng kamay. Baka alam din ng mga kasamahan nila dyan na puro kalokohan yan laman ng anti-political dynasty na yan.
Those who object to the motion, please raise your hand.
Yes 20, no 4.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you.
Anyway, ano na ho, at least na ilabas natin yung hugot nito si Congressman Egay Erice dito sa video na to. Lipat ho tayo doon sa nangyaring hearing kaugnay doon sa pagtalakay ng Justice Committee sa sufficiency in substance ng impeachment complaint laban dito kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Dito sa bahagi ng video natin na to, mapapanood ng ating mga kababayan kung paano linampaso nitong si Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, itong si Leila de Lima. Panoorin ho natin ito mga kababayan.
Now we will hear the comments and manifestations of the members on the second ground of the third impeachment complaint.
Bakulaw, oh.
The Honorable Rodriguez, third ground.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Third
So-
ground of the third impeachment complaint.
So
To
once
be clear.
again, Madam Chair, under ground 3, the Committee of Justice acting as an impeachment prosecution is devoid of jurisdiction. The actuations of former Secretary Sara Duterte of the Department of Education is not within the jurisdiction and realm of an impeachment prosecution committee. Therefore, in this very, very clear case, there is allegation of culpable violation of the Constitution, and, this is not a ground for a Secretary of Education. These are grounds for the Vice President. Then, corruption, Republic Act 3019. It is a ground for the Vice President. It is a ground for filing in the Ombudsman under Section 3A or E of the Republic Act 3019, the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Then, bribing officials. Madam Chair, this will fall under Article 210 on direct bribery of the revised penal code, again, cognizable not by this committee, but also in the Ombudsman if they are minded to file this against the former Secretary of Education. Therefore, there is no substance, but it is devoid of jurisdiction of this honorable committee. I submit, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So for the guidance of the justice members, it appears that there is a similarity of argument of the Honorable Rodriguez with respect to the second and the third ground. That is of the third impeachment complaint. The Honorable Chua.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Also, again, Madam Chair, I submit that my manifestation in the second ground is also the same in the third ground. Considering that what we are talking here is the Vice President in her capacity as Secretary of DepEd. Again, I would like to quote Section 3, Article 7 of the 1987 Constitution, second paragraph, which provides that the Vice President may be appointed as a member of the Cabinet. Such appointment requires no confirmation. Again, the position of Secretary of DepEd is concurrent to her position as Vice President. And that is the only position, or that is the only Cabinet Secretary who needs no confirmation from the Commission on Appointment. And therefore, Madam Chair, I would like to submit again na imposible po talaga na paghiwalayin itong dalawa. Otherwise, baka po may mga abuso po sa ganitong logic at sampahan po ang hindi lang po ang ating Vice Presidente. Yung mga susunod pa pong Vice Presidente na ayaw pong nilang isubject sa impeachment, sa tamang proseso, idadaan nila sa shortcut, kakasuhan sa ombudsman at lalabasan ng warrant at siya po ay poposasan,
Nako.
hindi po bilang Vice Presidente, kung hindi bilang miyembro ng kabinete. Again, thank you po.
Honorable
Madam Chair.
Chua, would you like to raise a motion for the adoption of our discussion in the second ground for the purpose of our deliberation
Yes, Madam
of the
Chair,
third
I
ground?
move that we adopt the discussion insofar as the second ground of the impeachment complaint, third impeachment complaint. So move, Madam Chair.
There is a motion to adopt the discussion in the second ground of the third impeachment complaint for the purpose of our deliberation on the third ground of the same third impeachment complaint. Do I hear a second? The same has been seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is hereby approved. Would you like to raise new matters in relation to the third ground, aside from the issue of jurisdiction? Because our discussion on the second ground has been adopted already for the purpose of our deliberation of the third ground. For the guidance of the justice members, please make sure that in continuing our deliberation on the third ground, make sure that your manifestation pertains to new matters other than the issue of jurisdiction. The Honorable Suntay.
Thank you, Madam
Yan.
Chair.
Ay, trending ngayon itong si Congressman Suntay.
Well, once again, while the complaint has a narration of movement of funds, again, it is anchored on hearsay. As stated, sinabi, nanggaling daw kay VP Sara. Pero hindi si VP Sara yung nagbigay nung envelope. Pangalawa, the allegations that money were used to manipulate procurement, disbursement, and liquidation process to benefit VP Sara are based on mere conjectures. Bribery is a transactional crime. It involves a public official performing an official act in exchange for a gift or favor. It can be direct or indirect bribery. But nowhere in the complaint did it show any contracts to be influenced, any contractors to be given in exchange for the alleged envelope. So once again, we cannot just conclude that it is to influence procurement or liquidation without any facts. There was also an allegation of a graft under RA 3019 of giving. Now, how is this crime committed? It can be committed by officials acting alone to benefit themselves or others. Common modes include giving unwarranted benefits, entering into disadvantageous contracts, conflict of interest, requesting or receiving gifts. But nowhere in the complaint showed that the Vice President asked or benefited from any of this. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Honorable De Lima, would you like to respond?
Yes, Your Honor. There have been testimonies about the release, the distribution of the envelopes containing
Nako.
cash.
Balagbag
And these
ito.
are given
Balagbag
and
ko itong mga kababayan.
distributed to those holding procurement-related functions. Now, what is that all about? That is about influencing the decisions of these officials. And that is certainly bribery. That is certainly corruption. Aside from the TSNs, nandyan yung mga video ng mga officers na yon na sinasabi nga na tumanggap sila ng mga envelopes. So there's a matter of proof, but that has been clearly alleged, clearly and sufficiently alleged. Kasi yung sinasabi ng mga video, galing ito sa testimony nila, yung mga admissions ng mga officers na yon ng DepEd. Admissions receiving payola. It can be considered as payola. Admission of Reyna Catalan that he received payments. Ganon din yung admission ni Resty Osias receiving payola, payments.
Payola. Teka, ba't payola ka agad? Huwag mo naman ialin tulad yan kung kagaya noong mga inakusa sa'yo noong senador ka pa. Nung DOJ ka pa. Di ba? Huwag mong iakusa. Huwag mong ialin tulad. Ano payola. Iba yun. Ikaw talaga din
Admission
yun,
of SDO Gina Acosta on the encashment of check for CF. Admission of SDO Edward Fajardo. Also on the disbursement
Fajarda,
or
Madam Chair.
of the admission, the receipt of check for confidential funds. So ano pa ho ba ang hahanapin natin na mismo doon sa mga taong nakatanggap at yun ang posisyon nila, they are key people doon sa mga disbursements ay sa mga pag-procure ng supposed materials, whatever it is, the needs of the Department of Education. Ano po ba yon? Tama ho ba yon na nagbibigay ng pera sa mga subordinates na hindi naman yon yung mga sweldo nila, hindi naman yon benefits nila, hindi naman bonus yon. That is illegal. Thank you.
Before we proceed, the endorser made mention about videos. Can you please expound what videos
Naku,
you are
ready
referring
yan.
to?
Those are supposedly the ones taken during the appearance of this official.
Yan ang matindi ho dito, di ba? Yan ang matindi dito. Noong impeachment ni Marcos Jr., magpakita lang ng testimonya, video, ipatawag yung kung sino-sino. Ayaw ho nila. Pero dito kay VP Sara, mabilis pa sa alas 4. Pakinggan natin to si Madam Chair kung ano gagawin niya dyan.
And whose
Before the
videos are
committee.
this?
From the
The videos of the inquiry conducted
The inquiry.
by the good government
Yes.
And did
yes.
you include that in your exhibits or attachments of the impeachment complaint?
Not yet, Madam Chair.
Not yet.
We can always ask, because these form part
Who are
of
these
the official
people in the
records.
videos? Just for the record, who are these people in the videos?
What are those? Catalan, Acosta, Mercado.
And just for the record, Honorable De Lima, what are they doing or saying in the video?
Receiving the payola, that they received
Payola.
those envelopes
Oh.
from the Vice President.
Wow.
Madam Chair, just a reply.
Madam Chair.
It is
Honorable
very clear in the
Sutay?
affidavit.
Is that a reply?
Yes,
All
Madam
right,
Chair.
you're recognized.
The video showed that they received envelopes, but it did not show in exchange for what. So what was being influenced? We cannot just conclude that it is for something.
Aray ko.
Walang pinagkaiba yan dito. Sometimes envelopes are given.
Nako!
But it doesn't mean we are being bribed.
Yun,
Thank you.
no. It doesn't mean that we are being bribed. Nakatanggap ka ba, Congressman Bong Suntay, ng envelope? Tag 2 million daw laman nun eh.
Madam Chair.
All right, that is the reply of the Honorable Suntay. Let's hear the rejoinder of the Honorable De Lima.
It's about, these are admissions that they received something, that they received cash. And it cannot be for any law.
May problema ka dyan, Dilima. Kasi pag sinabi mo yan, ang balik sa'yo niyan, yung pera na yun, galing kay Lisa Araneta Marcos. Diba? Galing kay Lisa Araneta Marcos. Anong sabi ni VP Sara? Ipinapabigay mo yun doon sa mga taga-Department of Education. Hindi, nakalimutan na natin yung exact word, pero ganun yung pagkakapaniwanag ni VP Sara. Galing yon kay Lisa Araneta Marcos, di umano.
Lawful purpose or purposes because they are holding those positions. And it's a matter of evidence also.
Evidence.
You can always ask them again na ano ba sa tingin nyo yung pagbigay ng mga pera na yan outside of supposedly, because it's not supposed to be part of the function of an head of office to be giving money which do not pertain to the lawful purposes related to the functions of these officers. It's basically a matter of evidence. And the TSNs,
Evidence.
these are all part of the records of the hearings.
Madam Chair?
Is this in line with
Yes.
the matter raised by the Honorable Suntay?
Yes.
Yes. You're
Yes.
recognized.
Yes, Madam Chair. We are just into the determination of the recital of facts, determination of the substance. Wala pa po tayo dun sa hearing proper. Maybe later on, when the proper hearing comes sa Senate, dun po pwede po lahat yan, yung mga affirmative defense, pwede pong ilabas. Thank you
All
po,
right, the
Madam Chair.
manifestation is noted. Now it's the turn of the Honorable Lord Ansuan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For clarity and again for purposes of determining sufficiency and substance under our rules, may I request the Honorable Endorser
Balita ko ito yung mga nagpasori dito kay VP Sara eh. Ito yung ilan sa mga congressman na nagpasori kay VP Sara kaugnay doon sa una-unang impeachment. Isa ka ba doon, sir? Marami daw congressman na nagpasori doon eh. Kumbaga iniisip lang daw nila yung mga constituent nila, keso ganito, keso ganyan. Wala, Brad, walang ganon. Hindi uso sa amin yun. Bata ka pa lang, kupal. Kupos ka na, bata ka pa lang, Brad, ha?
to restate which specific ultimate facts in the third ground directly attribute the alleged acts of bribery and corruption to the respondent, and more importantly, how these acts rise to the constitutional level of culpable violation of the Constitution or betrayal of public trust under Article 11, Section 2.
Honorable De Lima.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The recital of facts, the ultimate of facts are pleaded, the ultimate facts are pleaded in the complaint itself, referring to those testimonies, the admissions of these officers na tumanggap sila ng mga sobre, at karamihan umano ay personal na ibinigay ni Assistant Secretary Sunshine Fajardo na nagsabing ang mga sobre ay direkta umanong nagmula kay VP Sara. That is an act attributable to her. And then even outside of yung tungkol sa pag-prove kung ano yung mga purposes noon, that can be considered as bribery really. It's a bribe to accept cash gifts. This can be considered as cash gifts because it's not clear kung para sa anong purpose ito. It's clear it's clear in the admissions of these officers that it has something to do with yung kanilang pag-perform ng functions para ma-influence yung mga procurement ng mga bagay, ng mga equipment, ng mga materials sa office, sa Department of Education. And again, DepEd Secretary is concurrent. So, culpable violation of the Constitution. You're not supposed to do that. Public office is a public trust. All public officers are supposed at all times.
Makapagsabi naman ito ng public office, public trust. Naknanto ko ah. Okay lang sana kung hindi ka nachismis na nakipagsubuan ng sabay eh. Okay lang sana sasabihin mo sa amin na public office is a public trust. Okay lang sana kung wala kang notice of disallowance sa COA eh. Di ba? Okay lang yun. Okay lang sana kung wala kang issue na di umano tumanggap ka ng pera noong DOJ secretary ka pa. Okay lang sana na public office is a public trust. Okay lang sana sabihin mo yan kung hindi ka nakipag-ballroom sa loob ng bilibid. Public office, public trust.
2, exercise
Kapal ng mukha.
decency, fidelity, loyalty to the Constitution. Tama ba na gano'n ang ginagawa ng isang head of office na nagbibigay ng mga ganyan na mga monetary matters, monetary things na hindi naman kasama doon sa mga dapat natatanggap ng mga empleyado, ng mga opisyal ng isang department. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other manifestation?
Lipat na ho tayo doon sa sagutan nilang dalawa nitong si Congressman Rufus. Ging.
The complaint alleges that the respondent declared that she had arranged for a person to kill the President, the First Lady, and the Speaker if she herself were killed. The complaint alleges a public statement, but it does not allege the existence of an actual agreement to kill. There is not even an overt act in furtherance of such agreement. Any act constituting conspiracy or any act constituting conspiracy or attempted murder. Kasi yung alleged gunman, hindi man lang natin na-present. Now, let's go to the doctrine of free speech. Which guarantees free speech and free press do not permit a state to forbid or prescribe the advocacy of the use of force or of law violation except where such advocacy is directed to inciting or producing imminent lawless action and is likely to incite or produce such action. Advocacy of violence or law breaking is protected unless it is directed at inciting or producing imminent lawless action and is likely to produce such action. That was stated in Salonga versus Cruz Paño, 134 SCRA 438. Now, kung makikita rin natin doon sa statement ni doon sa video, and I'm glad that it was flashed on screen, which kasi in fact dapat nga hindi because it would be premature. As I mentioned, the video is not part of the complaint, but okay lang na ipakita natin dyan because it brings back yung ano natin, yung pag-aalala sa mga ayan.
We bring back yung yung emosyon, higa nga, yung noong panahon na talagang siga-sigaan pa yung mga ilang individual na nandiyan dyan sa nandiyan sa Justice Committee na noon nasa Quadcom, di ba?
VP said that she hired someone to kill. If she herself was killed. Lo and behold, they are both alive. So ibig sabihin, walang overt action which was done. You know, sometimes when I go home late, my wife always threatens to kill me.
Nako.
Sabi sa akin ng asawa ko, papatayin kita na eh. Umaga ka na naman umuwi. And you know, my wife is the queen of our home, ha? And she is highly respected by everyone in our household. But you know, I am still alive. And my wife only kills me with love.
Yan.
Common sense dictates that if you are really serious in killing someone, you do not announce it to the whole world.
Yan.
Why would you announce that you will kill someone if you really intend to kill someone? Common sense dictates otherwise. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yun.
Thank you. Honorable Abante.
With due respect to Congressman Suntay, I do not know if he is lawyering with for the Vice President, because I would even think that he is right now defending her. Pero ito you have seen the video. Whether it be that he is joking, that's between her, di ba?
Brad, ito lang ako concern ako sa kalagayan nitong si Atras Abante. Brad, nangangayayat ka na. Iba yung nangangayayat na nagpapapayat. Base sa aking nakikita, Brad, nangangayayat ka. Alam mo ano stress yan. Diba? Iba yung mga medyo malaki katawan mo, bala kong magpapayat. Yung ganun yun eh. Yung tipong magka-calorie deficit ka o mag-low carb ka, di papayat ka. Pero base sa aking nakikita, sa iyong pisik tapos yung Coca-Cola na nasa gilid mo, hindi ka nagpapapayat. Bakit nangangayayat ka? Yun muna pag-usapan natin bago mo ibida impeachment ni BP Sara. Ba't ka nangangayayat? Anong sanhi ng pagbagsak ng iyong katawan? May sakit ka ba, Pastor? Kung may sakit ka, magpahinga ka na. Ang ikli lang ng buhay ng tao, sa totoo lang. Pag nabuhay ka ng 70 years old, di ko alam kung ilang taon na itong si Benny Boy. Brad, ilang taon ka na lang ika nga mananatili dito sa mundong ibabaw. Marami ka ng pera, meron kang 20 million na rin, magpahinga ka na. Enjoy mo na buhay mo. Yan ba ang enjoyment? Sa bagay, kanya-kanya tayong enjoyment. Malay ba natin, ang enjoyment nitong si banal na aso, magpaka-aso dito kay Martin Romualdez. Diba? Malay ba natin, ang enjoyment nito, gusto niyang mag-ala Pastor Kibuloy pero hindi niya kayang gawin. Diba? Pastor Kibuloy, ika nga, respetado, maraming nagmamahal, nakakulong na, nakakatulong pa. Eto, nasa laya, anong ginagawa mo? Maliban sa pamumulitika mo dyan sa House of Representatives. Langya ka.
The thing is this, that amounts to a credible threat against the President, the First Lady, and the Speaker. That is not political noise. Just like what he's saying about his wife. What he's saying about his wife is only political noise.
No, but my wife
But
is
that
not a
is not
politician.
political noise, Madam Chair. That is a red flag for national stability and constitutional order. Why? The Vice President is not a private citizen. The wife of Congressman Suntay is a private citizen, but not the Vice President. The office of the Vice President carries access, influence, and security resources. That is why the standard for public trust is higher, not lower, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair.
Yung dila. Yun, yung dila. Yan ang sabi ko. Yan ang ipakita mo kay Dilima. Malamang sa malamang magkakasundo kayo. Lawayan mo, Brad.
The
Number 1, yung dila.
Honorable
niya,
Adjong.
Thank you, Madam
Matindi
Chair.
yung
And
dila
then
niya.
Honorable Degamo.
Very, very short manifestation
Regarding
regarding the...
Excited ako kung ano ang nitong si Digamo, kung paano maglalaro sa politika ito. Pero sa tingin natin, yan ang naging kandidato ng administrasyon diyan sa lugar nila, no? Kaya hindi tayo magtataka kung papanig yan diyan sa kay Marcos Jr.
Video. The whole nation was aware of this video actually, Madam Chair. It came out during a press conference that the Vice President called for when Attorney Zulaika was in detention in the House of Representatives. My take on that, Madam Chair, is you can argue on whether a crime is being consummated or not, because some say that it has not been fully implemented, and so therefore the crime is not committed itself. To me, Madam Chair, I know how a layman would understand that is, it does not take one particular threat to be consummated, meaning to be implemented, for it to constitute a betrayal of public trust. The mere fact, Madam Chair, that it was uttered by a sitting vice president to threaten a sitting president and claim that she had contracted an assassin to do her bidding is in itself an impeachable act. It's in itself a betrayal of public trust, Madam Chair. So whether or not it was said in jest, whether or not there was an intention, because it's conditional according to some, whether there was not really an intention, except, for example, that she herself was killed. So that's irrelevant to me, Madam Chair, because the fact that it was said, the threat was said by an official who needs to uphold a high standard of, the demand of the
Kung nga Jong, tigilan mo kami pagdating dyan sa high standard. Sabihan mo kami ng ganyan kung hindi ka kasama sa listahan noong 18th Marine na isa ka sa mga tumanggap ng kickback sa issue ng mga maanumalyang flood control. Di umano, isa ka sa mga tumanggap eh. Paandaran mo kami dyan sa high standard na pagka high government official, dapat yung standard mo sa public service, sa pananalita mo, kung paano i-presenta sarili mo, dapat mataas din. Bago mo kami pagsabihan ng ganyan, siguraduhin mo muna malinis ka doon sa issue ng usapin ng kickback ha. Kasi kayong mga maiingay noong 19th Congress at kasama ka doon at kita ko sa pagmumukha mo. Yung ika nga, aurahan mo dati nagbago na. Mukhang stress ka na din. Kung itong si Benny Abante, nangangayaya at ikaw naman tumataba ka. Ano yan, Brad? Stress eating ka, ganon? Langya ka. So, Lace, maraming salamat po sa pag-support sa PH Update. Huwag mo kayo magpabulat dito sa mga luko-luko na to. Sigurado natin dito, mga kababayan, ang ginagawa ho nilang panggigipig kay Bibi Sara, hindi ho tatagos yan. Maraming salamat po. Mag-ingat po kayo lahat. Mahal natin Pilipinas.